Pura Vida, my dear friends. This is Sabine Messner, the founder of Soul Purpose Wealth and the host of the Soul Purpose Wealth Retreat in Costa Rica 2016. And that's the retreat destination for you to once and for all unlock the wealth consciousness that's already within you, that wants to pour right out of you, and for you to step into your soul purpose wealth. So that's my invitation for you to come journey with us into your into the wealth consciousness, to bring home the riches and the fulfillment that your soul has in store for you. And I'm here today to introduce you to one of our soul purpose wealth anchors. So we are all coming together as co-creators, and there are certain individuals that are anchoring in specific frequencies because they have mastery there, they have grace there, they have ease there, they are tuned in, plugged in, and we can sort of, by aligning ourselves with their beautiful energy frequency, basically align ourselves with that mastery. Remember that frequency and mastery within ourselves. And that's really the principle with which we are going to not learn, but sort of align with higher vibrational frequencies, so that when we return from the Soul Purpose Wealth Retreat and go back to our lives, we're actually not going back to our lives, we're going back to our mastery. We're returning in a way that has us be more whole, more wealthy from the inside out. And so it is with the greatest pleasure and privilege that I am introducing you today to Sandy Rueve. And Sandy is an extraordinary alchemist and astrologer. From a soul perspective, really feel that she's had lifetimes after lifetimes after lifetimes in really sort of being that alchemist, being that sort of beautiful magician, because she can channel quite literally and funnel cosmic energies into sacred objects, sacred talisman objects, for healing, for expansion, for all the well-being that comes from that process. And she is, since over 2 decades now, a bead maker, a sacred bead maker who creates these absolutely beautiful artifacts of that are pieces of art. This is one of the intention beads that she's produced, where the alignment was just amazing for soul purpose wealth. And so this is a bracelet that I received from her that anchors the soul purpose wealth frequency for me. And she's also been recognized by so many luminaries like Panache and other really amazing spiritual anchors for her powerful talismans and intention beads. So everyone say hi to Sandy. Sandy, so great to have you here.
Thank you, Sabine. Hi, everyone. I'm excited to anchor this week retreat and to co-create our new sense about ourselves, our new worth, our new wealth. I'm excited for this, for my own development. So yes, I'm a clay bead maker. I've been a clay bead maker for 24 years professionally. It was within the last 6 years that Spirit came down and asked me to make beads at certain astrological transits. Now, I only make auspicious timings of this. So as an electional astrologer, I'm able to see in advance some beautiful times where I will sit in meditation and be the conduit of the energy that is present. And just as it's about to leave our cosmic energy, our universe, I put it and grab it and put it into, and we all know this motion of energy moving through, and I use this through making and rounding these Millefiori art beads. And so I take and I use the definition of that transit and put it into raw material that then bakes and sets that intention as a definition of a true talisman. Now is a good time for me to explain the definition of a talisman is a personal art object, often made in clay, that is made at a certain time for a definite reason. Different than an amulet, which is made of natural magical properties that also has positive influences, but it is made of the earth, such as gemstones and crystals, where they're more generic in purpose. Talisman are defined with certain energies, and that's what I do.
And talk a little bit about, the wall that you're sitting in front of with all these wonderful artifacts, right? So these are like the clay sort of cones and rolls that from which you then draw from. So just everyone imagine if Sandy sees, or when she sees this amazing auspicious transit happening, the star alignment, then she gets up in the middle of the night. This could be in the middle of the night. It could be very early in the morning. It doesn't matter where she is on the planet. She gets up in that sweet spot window when these transits are exactly in that ideal optimal constellation, and then she draws intuitively from different colors, different patterns, different flowers, different sort of like very integrated sort of energies, and then brings them all together into these sacred beads, which then get baked. And so this intention is almost like a little bit like a time capsule. I think of this a little bit like an amber, like natural amber, when you can basically really sort of encapsulate like a moment in time that was millennia ago. It feels a little bit like that. This is a true sort of sacred time capsule energy. And for me, this alignment specifically is the soul purpose wealth alignment, of course, and I'm wearing it every day. But you can obviously get an alignment with all sorts of very specific calibrated cosmic energies. So tell us a bit more about this artistic, palette that you're sitting in front of.
So these behind me and all throughout my studio are about 30,000 different patterns that I've done in the last 24 years. And so it's a millefiori art process that I do in polymer clay. And I was asked by a famous athlete to make him beads. His name is Michael Jordan. And I was part of the medical team because 26 years career was in radiology. And so I used unseen energy and how it helped heal the body for healing purposes. And it was 13 years ago when I was exposed to astrology. And now in the last 13 years, especially the last 6, making intention beads, that I use natural, magical energies to help heal and motivate others, to balance, to bring in love, to bring motivation, all of the words that one would want in their desire and their intention. And I help that wearer find a time that to make beads that she sits in, or he sits in alignment at that exact moment, repeating the energies of that transit that is occurring, set it into their clay millefiori art process of their beads, and then they always have that talisman because it holds that energy always for them to repeat. And it allows them to create a new vibration within their system, within their daily affirmation, their daily prayer that says, I am. Because what we tell ourselves to ourselves is the word of God. And when we can say, I am confident, the subconscious hears this over and over again. And over time, the conscious mind says, well, I keep hearing I am courageous, or I am brave. And within manifestation, that allows our conscious mind to align and achieve. So my tagline is believe and achieve. And there has been many hundreds and hundreds of wearers that are manifesting new things and new vibrations in their life by just believing and having a talisman along with them that changes that vibration in their system for the greater of all good.
It's an extremely powerful process. And I want to let you know why I'm actually so excited about the fact that Sandy Rueve is the inaugural Soul Purpose Wealth Anchor. And in other words, the first person or the first few people really sort of set the energetic tone for the whole retreat, because it's that foundational anchor that Sandy represents for the Soul Purpose Wealth Retreat 2016. The reason why I'm personally super excited about that is because Sandy, as she embodies this conduit energy, she is born on the last day of the zodiac year, which basically enables her to synthesize everything that has come before her and to bring that sort of into this prefaces, right, of this perfect sort of embodiment. It's like the completion, the closure, and so she is that anchor for all of us to take our life's gifts from past lives, from this life, from all of that potential that we have access to, and synthesize this into this harmonic expression of our soul purpose wealth. And she is sort of, as this co-creator, alchemist, artist, really, giving us the language with which I believe the new wealth consciousness wants to be played with and wants to sort of play itself out. It is truly the remembrance that we can make it so, right? That we can anchor and align, and that the palette is already all around us. And what colors do we want to paint with, right?
True. And it's true that we're all artists. And, I'll be able to, I'm doing everyone's individual birth charts for that week, and finding the time where this beautiful alignment is occurring while we're in the Costa Rica Soul Purpose Wealth Week, and finding how this blesses each and every one of us. And truly it will, and it will continue for the rest of our lives. Yes. So by doing individual personal charting and sitting with me and doing this work, everybody's going to make a bead. We will be baking their beads and setting their intention.
That's right, exactly. Yes. So basically, towards the end of our 7-day retreat, Sandy is going to guide us through this sort of like channeled synthesis process where we all get to bake our own soul purpose wealth bead. Not an entire, bracelet, but one bead that encapsulates everything that we can come home with, and that anchors this energy. And Sandy, can you also show us the chart that you created for the Soul Purpose Wealth Retreat itself as sort of this being, right? As this wealth consciousness, this living entity that we're stepping into.
Look how amazing this is. And I'll explain this at a later date, but we've got this grand trine going on here with 5 planets. And this is very important. We've got Jupiter, we've got Pluto, we've got the Sun. We do have a Mercury retrograde, but this is Mercury retrograde is a perfect time to go search backwards, review, realign, remember. And it also is Venus and Taurus. Now, I have Venus and Taurus in my own chart, which makes me that artistic ability that I find value and beauty in everything that I do. But this is going to be this week. The entire time. So I'll dive into this a little bit more in detail with all of these energies. So it's a beautiful time, Sabine, that you've chosen. I can't be more excited to do my own work. I have goals. I have intentions. I have wealth that I need to bring up from the inner part of me to reshine. And I'm excited for this week. And I welcome all of us to have this great connection and party. The moon's going to end in Leo. So this is a time for leadership and fun and creative purpose.
and celebration. And I'm so glad that, Sandy, that you synthesize it also at the end. We're wanting to do things moving forward, first and foremost, because we love to do them. We're turned on by them, right? And that's what turns on, you know, this whole prosperity wheel, you know, that we're going to sort of like enjoy. And when we're doing things that we think we ought to be doing, or we're supposed to be doing, or even when we're teaching without really receiving, you know, we can't sustain ourselves anymore moving forward so easily. This is an exact perfect role modeling also of like Sandy comes for her own soul purpose wealth and equally gives. So it's a win-win-win, right? And I do the same. I come to expand even more into my soul purpose wealth expression in the world and support everyone else, because I can give from that place infinitely and richly. So, loves, Pura Vida, come and vacation with us in the wealth consciousness. It is truly going to be a soul vacation. You'll come home with so many gifts that you'll have for the rest of your life. You'll be anchored in the wealth consciousness forevermore. And you're going to have lifetime friendships with wonderful people, learn and embody beautiful things. And it's just going to be a wonderful, wonderful time. We can't wait to be with you at the Soul Purpose Wealth Retreat coming up in May 2016. So we'll hope to see you there. Click, talk to us, come find us, and let's journey into your soul purpose wealth. Much love to you guys. Bye-bye now.
Much love. Pura Vida.